Hello, welcome back to Derail Valley with Freddy. Decided to do a bit of a challenge one. Gonna haul all 4 of these jobs down to the harbour. Now I've got to double confirm with my weights and the power capacities of all the relevant vehicles. Oh, that one. So, not the slug. D6, so up 2%, D6, you do 1,200 tonnes. We've got 2 of those. And DH4 at 600 tonnes. So we can effectively do 3,000 tonnes total power. This is going to be pushing it, really pushing it. Now the plan is we're going to hook up in this order, so that's going to be first to be hooked up, last to be dropped off. So the plan, when we get to the harbour, call up the map now, we're going to come into harbour, come past C, reverse into C, drop off the first one, pull forward, come round, reverse back into D, drop the second one off, pull forward, reverse into G, finish in E, which will put us nicely close to the station as well. I'm not so worried about time with this one because this is complicated, and the train length worked out is going to be 989 metres, so 990 metres long. Yipes. So I'll pick these up because I've got the train running. So I've got all these all in order, so we're going to need to run. Have we got any rain in our future? That's a question. Nope, we're dry all the way through. This is going to be a night run by the look of it. So I need to confirm the weights of what we're carrying, because of course it's not just the cargo, we got the weights of the parts we picked up as well. Now I've been calculating most of this off camera. Apologies for my phone there, it's giving me a weather update. Handy. Now I've got all the dry weights of everything, so it's just the 2 cargo weights of this. So I was wrong with that one. That one's 6 tonnes. And this one is 12. That's going to put us at a total weight of 2,973.1 tonnes. We're going to need everything running for this. This is going to be fun, he says. So just for hooking up here, we're just going to use the D6. Right, so first job to pick up is in B40. Should be this job here. So I want to keep right there, which is happy. Keep left. Keep right. 900 meters, we are definitely going to run out of wireless range. No doubt about it. This is going to be a pain. But this is where the fun is. This is hauling some serious weight. Do I need to do this? No. Am I doing it because I think it's funny? Abso-frickin-lutely. This is where really pushing it, especially on the climb. We make the climb up for the descent to harbour, we are laughing. Speed management is going to be key. That was a little harder than I intended. So this is going to be job number 1. Right, what I'll do, because you've seen me hook up many times, I will jump cut this and I will see you when it's all hooked up, I'll give you a tour of the train from rear to front, because this thing's going to be huge. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Back of the train is way back there. I've already handed all the jobs in because this thing is freaking huge. And the reason for handing all the jobs in, I was concerned I was going to exit the steel mill completely, which I think I have. Yipes. Here we go. Not even at the front of the train yet. That is the second line into the farm, so we have completely left. I need to get this D6 on. For some reason it wasn't starting for me, so I'm going to try. Don't need this for a sec. Turn that off. Let's get, where's me cab lights? That's wipers. Where's the cab lights? Around here somewhere. Here they are. Dash lights, cab lights. There we go. So the electrics are all good. So why weren't you starting? There we go. It's fired up now. Gonna need the D4 as DH4 as well. So get that all fired up. Right, we can set our, oh, we ain't got the red lights on, there we go. Set the tracker. That's a kilometre, that's 990. Right. This is going to be entertaining. See how long those brakes are taking to come off. That's brake fully off. So we're going to have to really watch speed here. Watch speed and watch power. Route's all set. Done that already. The only thing I haven't done is so the first drop's going to C2I. Right, C2I in the harbour. So right, left, C2I. I intend to reverse back as far as I can with this. This is going to be dropped as far rearward as we can get. We've got C, 2I, D5S. So it's going to be a keep left, keep right, D5S, G5I. Keep right, keep left, and E9I. E we're not going to be able to do too much with at the moment because we're going to have to pull into that. I can set these bits, keep right, keep left. Happy days. Right. Now we can get to just running. So I'll see you down at the harbour. See you shortly. the downward approach into the harbour. I thought initially that we were going to have some issues getting up the hill, but actually handled pretty well once we got up to speed. The trouble was the climb out of steel mill. So the main thing at the moment is managing this speed. That's a hell of a lot of weight behind us. Put some brake on there, just to assist. We're mostly on the dynamic brake. As you saw from the distance tracker on the time lapse, if you're paying attention, just as we exited the first 40, we weren't that far from the second 40. With it all being downhill, we've been pretty much on that dynamic brake since that first turn for the downhill stretch, since the tunnel. So, yeah, mostly dynamic brake all the way down here. And we're not going to be able to get off the dynamic brake for quite a while, because don't forget, we've got the whole back of the train still to come through and down the hill, so it's still going to push us. So maybe, oh, we've gone the wrong way. Oh, this might be painful. I did not want to come this way. Oh, Fuba. This might be fun to get this backed up, because that is a steep hill. Of course, can't get into reverse. Whilst the brakes are still engaged. Actually going backwards. I'll watch those ampage. We have got the amp limiters. I'd still prefer not to run into it because it does cut the power. So I'm going to drop just below 9. I had everything else set up apart from this turn. The fact we're actually able to back this up at nearly 3,000 tonnes. That's some power. Because there's sections of that downhill that's minus 3 degrees. Hence why I'm trying to get the speed up, just trying to not overamp everything at the same time. Main thing to watch for the DH4 is the heat, but that red light in the top left corner will come on to warn us about that. There's the one junction I did not prepare for. So it's completely on me. This is why, look at what you're doing. Pay attention and don't assume you've got everything right. Double check. So there's a switch. We have passed it now, so we can off the throttle. Use the hill as our brake. Flick it into forward gear. Speed to settle. Give it a little bit of a boost. Here's just how much power's behind that hill. Throttle off. And we shall let the load push us down the hill. Remember, the speed limit for the harbour is 40. I don't want to be exceeding 40. Let's see how high we get. Considering where the train is, we're on the flat. Back at the load isn't. It's still coming down. I'm not going to see the back of this train. Whoa! Oh, that was a close one. That was a close one. Check the rest of my freaking signals. Keep left. Keep left. Keep left. Right, we're good. That one was set wrong as well. So here's me not checking my signals properly. So I want to come past this signal with the back of the train. So there is C. That's our first drop. And there's 36 kilometers an hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the signal, the distance tracker to show where we should brake. There we go. Set it off now. That should have it back of the train at that point. Then we can run back, change it, and reverse back into. Let's see. Yep, we're set for the empty line. So there we are, 200 meters. Show you just how big this freaking train is. I'm not worried about the time bonus for this. If we don't get it, I'm not bothered. I'm really not. So let's see. At the moment, we're at nearly 1.6 million. Are we really worried about it? It just goes to show what this train unit is capable of. Nearly a kilometre of train and just shy of 3,000 tonnes. And we managed an uphill, a brake, a reverse uphill. You can't really knock that, to be fair. I mean, yeah, we are desperately low on fuel, but we're only going city south after this. Drop the jobs off and we'll do a full service whilst we're there. So it'll all be good for us. There we go, we're still going. We're on our way to exiting the harbour. We are that long. I'm concerned this might not all fit into sea. That should be us, apparently, past it. So I'm going to jump out, run back. Of course, the train comes to a stop. I know we're going to drop off quite a bit into sea. The question is, what am I doing if we don't all get back in there? And what I can do is actually pull forward and reverse down the loading line to see if that will give us the extra distance. As you can see, this is a long old sprint. Our wireless remote is out of range at this distance, because of course it is. Have we passed? Look at that. We have passed. Got to try and get back in range. I mean, there's a fair old chunk we are dropping off here as the first drop. Still out of range. We found range. Not the best of range, but it is range. Right, let's double check. C2I. Keep right, keep left, C2I. So we're going to reverse back literally as far as we feel we can. Which is going to be hard to spot. Use use the power of all 3 locos because it's going to be massively overkill for this, but it means we can get up to speed quick. Once we get the first 2 drops off, it will become easy. There you can see the back of that now is making the turn. Shows you just how big this train is. I should have really charged this remote on the way down. Hey ho. I'll show you this first drop and then I'll jump cut to having all of them done. I've got a funny feeling we're going to have to pull forward to try and reverse back. Even then I think it's going to be a push. You can see the remote cutting in and out because it's not happy. So long to stop this as well. It takes so long for the air to physically travel down and engage all the brakes to stop this amount of weight. I've got brakes on early before the tracker. I'm actually counting because of the length of this back roll of that being empty, which it is. For us. I think I'm going to have to pull forward a little, reverse down 3 loading line. Get the brake on. You see if this is actually too long. To make this so literally just going to pull forward just that past that first signal to try and reverse the whole train back down here. That should be plenty. What we want is the front of the train to be in this side of that signal. That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to stay on the back to literally get this as far back as I can. And I'm going this slow. Thankfully this is a big old yard at the harbour, so we stand a chance. How much of a chance? I don't know. That's way too much speed. We're going to go up to the next one. Just try and get a bit more signal strength. Going to go all the way back to that stop back there and pray it is freaking long enough. Obviously we don't want to crash into it. train there. Jesus. Shows you just how big this thing is. That's after the first job dropped off. That's going to be all she's got. So, as the daylight is coming in, better for you guys for seeing as well. We had a bit more to go back there, but that's the job nicely in there. Have we made it or have we run short? That is the question now. There's still a big old train. And we have run short. Jesus. Right. What's I going to do? That was it. Those lights off. Turn the DH4 off. So it's what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. I reckon we drop the first job off in E9I and come back from the remainder of the train. It's going to be keep right, keep right, keep right, keep right, keep left E9I. Right. That's the plan. There's will, there's usually a way. You just got to figure it out. There's more than that. .44. So that's still 44. That's still 44. I think it's all the way up to this one. 44. Next job's 45. Happy days. Just double check. This is 44. Yep. So it's all about thinking your way around problems. Now with a job of this length, the track's more likely to be empty. So I'm pull forward at the front of it just to get this job dropped off. Right. I'll see you when this lot is dropped off. See you in a minute. Still a long old train. We got that first one dropped off. That was nice. All worked to plan. So get the remainder all dropped off, and we're all good. So just reversing the last job in now. That'll be hand in. Not going to bother with further work up to City South. We're just going to boot it up to City South with just what we've got. So I think that makes far more sense. Just have a look at the signalling whilst we're here. So we're going to keep left out of there into City South. Happy days. 75I. City South. Keep right, keep right. We're actually going to keep left there. Right. G5I. Watch this in. Master of multitasking, and that's what a lot of this game is about. That and prepping ahead. A lot of people are far better at prepping ahead than I am. Not going to bother shutting the engine off because we're going to be leaving here quite shortly. I will check my signaling. So I'm going to keep right there, keep right there, up out of harbour. Happy days. Right, get these jobs handed in. Whilst we're doing that, I'm going to give it just one notch of throttle so it can be rolling whilst we're sorting out. So let's see how we got on. Did we make time bonuses? Get in. We didn't. Oh well. G5I's not in properly. Sure, I put the handbrake on. That one we did. That one we did. So there's a problem with G5I. It's at 1.7 million now. So let's see what the problem with G5I is. It's in G5I. I think that's it. I think I just didn't put the handbrake on. Let's get that back rolling again. There we go. That was the issue. Just the handbrake. 1.728 million. There's some nice looking jobs here. That's a nice combo to machine factory in town. Ooh. But we don't need the money. We need to get up to City South. So, as good old saying goes, let's get the hammer down. Throttle. Let's give it some, because we are low on fuel. Plenty to get to City South. That ain't going to be an issue. Watch your speed, Freddy. Right, I shall see you up at City South. See you in a minute. And here we are, just coming into City South now. What we're going to do, the way I've set this up, is we're going to drop off the D6s and the DH4, just run the parts in. Next episode, we're going to repair the DE2, park up the shunter cars. The DE2 is going to become our museum shunt piece. Repair the DE6s, DH4s from there. So it's going to be glorious. We should make sure we go plenty far enough in. Yeah, that's going to do us nicely. So we can shut off the D6 because we're not going to use this for a little while. Disconnect these beauties. Open this door because it's just easier to see. Not very cut in. That's it. only problem with this thing, you've got the gears to worry about. So taking it on the long journeys can be a pain because you've got to be in the right gear for the hill, otherwise you're just going to lose power. That's blow the traction motor. Cut off. There we go. Parts delivered. Now I've got to pay to have them installed. There we go. Parts installations, 10,000 each. So that's not just the DE2 that we've had parts for, it's the 282 as well. So I've got parts for both now. So next episode we shall repair, repaint and sort out our lovely D2. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to use this little beauty for putting it in its place in the repair bay. Turn the turntable now. Yeah, so next episode we shall sort out the D2 and we'll sort out the 282 into the repair bay as well. And part that up probably in the paint bay, and I'll do my research on how to refuel and do the coal for both of our steam locomotives and we can get them part back up, and that'll be awesome because the D2 will shunt both of them quite comfortably, certainly more comfortably than this thing. Right, until next time, take it easy.